Welcome to the Coach Jeff Garrett Show, where each week I bring you short, bite-sized podcasts filled with powerful ideas that you can use at home and at work. I'm a thought leader that believes you can have success while living life out of balance. I'm glad you're here. Let's get the show started. On this week's show, I'm going to share a story that includes one of the 6 F's. The 6 F's are faith, family, fitness, finances, friends, and fun. This episode is on faith. Last week, my brother-in-law Mike passed away into eternity. It was a really hard week for our family, and it was especially a hard week for my wife because Mike was her brother. Mike was special. Mike was born with Down syndrome, and Mike was 59 years old, which essentially being 59 years old as a Down syndrome man is like being a 90-year-old man. So he outlived all expectations. One of the things when Mike was born, he was born in a military hospital down in Texas, and his family was encouraged to give him up and put him into an institution. But fortunately for Mike and for our families, Mike was kept by his parents. They made the decision that they were going to take him home and they were going to treat him just like every other child. Well, Mike wasn't like every other child, but Mike was special. I have lots and lots of Mike stories, and there's lots of Mike-isms that our family shares. And last week we got to share a lot of those Mike-isms, and we got to share some stories about Mike. He was a really gift to our family, and especially to our kids. Our children learned a lot from Mike. They learned about love. They learned about the pain of having somebody that you love being made fun of. They got to see Mike being made fun of by others. How to make the live long and prosper sign with your hands. Mike was a big Star Trek fan, and he was a big fan of superheroes. So Mike always had superhero shirts on. They learned how to have fun in the moment. They learned some dance moves because Mike loved to dance. And they learned just how to have fun in the moment. I have a story that I want to share with you that my wife told at Mike's funeral. And here it goes. Some years passed, and Uncle suffered a stroke, and there was a concern that he might not survive. Michael experienced family funerals, so the matter's seriousness did not escape him. My parents brought him to my house for sister time on their way to the hospital. At one point in the visit, he asked me to come and follow him. He said, "Come on into my office," and he took his finger and just showed her into the office. And so my wife, she chuckled to herself as his office was really Jeff's office, my office. He shut the door, led me to a chair, and told me to sit. He then sat next to me, leaned forward to look at me with tears filling his eyes and said, "My mom told me that when I die, Jesus is going to take me to heaven." My wife, getting choked up herself, said, "That is right, Mike. And there will be such a party that day when all the angels and saints are singing and dancing." Michael loves many things, but parties and dancing are amongst his favorites. By now, tears are streaming down his face, and he leans forward to ask my wife, "But how's he going to get me out of that box?" Meaning the casket. With my heart aching for his anxiety, I answered, "Oh, Michael, Jesus has the key." In an instant, his face was swallowed by a smile that stretched from ear to ear. He said, "Okay," stood up, wiped his face on his shirt sleeve, and walked back to his Star Wars movie, completely at peace. I sat there and thought, "Oh, Donna, ye of little faith." No matter how challenging life situations are, Jesus holds the key. It's really that simple. My brother was born with imperfect physical abilities and imperfect cognitive abilities, but he possesses perfect faith. I pray everyone who hears this reflection can be blessed with faith like Mike. I hope you enjoyed this story and that you share it with your friends and family. Thanks for listening, and be audacious.